I get inspired by really little things and really big things and the combination of the two. So in terms of the really big things, I love the world, and I love exploring all the kind of manifold riches of God within that world and the manifold wisdom. So each different culture, each different country, and each different community expresses something of the beauty and uniqueness that we find in God. So the more I experience the manifoldness of this world, the more inspired I am by God. But I'm also really inspired by the really small things of life. So particularly as a priest, getting to share some incredibly intimate moments with people in some of the hardest and most beautiful parts of their lives. And that for me is such a source of privilege that inspires me. And so the people that I minister with and serve and that I pray for, I love praying for them, and I love the things I feel in God when I pray for them. So little things and big things inspire me. Well, I think, for all of us, we have all these seasons where things seem like they're going really well, and then there's always challenges. There will always be challenges when you're working in the kingdom of God and trying to bring that kingdom more to life in the world. So what I found, particularly this year, there's a little phrase that I've used which has helped me to re-ground myself and keep perspective, and that is to be faithful in little things, and to be happy in simple things, and to be thankful for everything, and find that then I am anxious for nothing. So I find that if I keep remembering those things, and particularly the faithful and little things, bringing it down to the next gift of service that God is asking me to be part of, keeping little things and being happy in very, very simple things. And that creates a pathway that I find. So that grounds me and keeps my perspective. Well, this is a really interesting question for me, because I had quite a dramatic year in my 18th year. So thinking of speaking to myself then was really fascinating, because when I was 18, I'd saved up and organised to travel around the world by myself doing voluntary work, and went to a whole range of different countries, including the USA, which I was here for the first time. And then when I was in the islands of Fiji, I got appendicitis, and I was in an outer island in the Yasawa group of islands, and this is quite a long time ago now, so there wasn't the kind of public boat system that there is now for tourists, and because I was travelling by myself, I didn't immediately ask people around what was happening. So people realised something was wrong after about 3 days, and realised I had full-blown appendicitis. And then a tropical storm blew up, so we couldn't get me off the island for another day. So it was a really interesting time of thinking that I might not live, and having quite a long time to think about not living. And at that point, I'd always had a secret love for God, and felt a real call towards God, and done things like going by a Bible that were part of that kind of growing sense of being with God. But I didn't really understand Christianity, and I didn't know too much about the sort of choices to make, and didn't necessarily make those choices. So in that time, I can remember bargaining with God in the way that we do when we're in those situations, and it was all about this sense of how much I had to do. I had a sense of drivenness of things that I felt I wanted to be part of, seeing happen in this world. And even though they may be magnanimous things, there was still this sense that I had to be part of them. And so I had this real drivenness. So I think I would want to talk to myself on that night, really, and to tell myself that I was going to live, but that I would have to learn to die, and that I would have to learn to die to myself and let God and let go of me, and that as I journey with Jesus, that Jesus would teach me how to do that, and that the sooner I learnt that, the better. And to just trust Jesus, and to find him sooner rather than later as well, but to trust that through him I would learn to let go of that inner compulsion in which I was present, and to partner with God instead. And so I wouldn't have been able to imagine all the things that would have unfolded. I would never have imagined I'd be a priest at all back then. So I just encouraged myself to to walk with Jesus sooner rather than later, and know that even though when you're 18 a lot of the things around you feel like it's a sacrifice to do that, actually that is the gift of life, and to trust that gift of life.